Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This will be a review on the Shadow Hero 1/6 scale figure from S-Hero. It's a third-party company, so it's not officially licensed, but it is based on Batman from the animated series, which I grew up watching in the 90s and love very much. So, I'm going to unbox it and review it for you. I hope you enjoy this one. Drop a like on it for me, hit that like button and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at DKnight333. Enjoy the review. Box artwork is simple and effective. It's very nice. There's nothing on the back, it's just white. But I do like that simple image of Batman there. Now, I was 3 beers in one night, and that's a lot for me because I don't really drink much. And I was feeling a little bit merry, and I was waiting for some food to cook in the air fryer, and I'm sitting there in the kitchen looking at videos on my phone, and I'm watching, well, I see on my subscription list that Justin had reviewed the Dark Hero version of this figure, which is from one of the later series, with more of a black and grey look to it. And then he showed this one, which he hasn't reviewed yet, but he showed this one next to that one, and when I saw him put this one down beside it, because of the blue on the inside of the cape, and I instantly recognized it as the animated series Batman that I grew up watching, I just went on eBay straight away and I bought one for £198, so under 200, just under 200. So I thought, well, can't really go too wrong for that much, you know, when you think about what we pay for some of these other companies' stuff. Hot Toys, you know, if you want to get them day one on eBay, sometimes you just gotta either leave it or bite the bullet and get it done. It's up to you. That's what I do. But yeah, the price wasn't too bad, and like I said, I was watching Justin's review and I got it straight away. But I didn't really do enough research. I didn't realize that this one doesn't come with that cool alternative cape with the plastic around the shoulders to make it hang a certain way, and I would have loved that to come with this one, but it doesn't. You only get one cape. It's wired, and also I realize now that the bat symbol's too big on his chest, and like Justin and other folks have said, his arms are too long on the figure. We'll get to that. And the belt is like a fluorescent yellow, and it should be the same tone yellow as the bat symbol on the chest. So not a perfect figure, and I even started to feel a little bit of regret, thinking I rushed into it and shouldn't have got this so soon. But maybe it'll change my mind when we get out of the box. Alright, so I've just lifted up the cover, but I haven't seen the figure yet, so I'll see it for the first time with you. And oh wow, don't know why, but he's just bigger than I expected. Much bigger than I expected. I don't know. I get that sometimes with figures. You think after 18 years I'd be used to 1/6 scale unboxing situations, but this just looks so beefy and tall, as he should be. Ooh, God, that belt is so friggin' yellow. Like, why? Ugh. Gonna have to repaint that. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Yeah, it's big. Nice weight to him as well. And we do like that base under there. On 2 separate Batman heads. Bruce Wayne head, and you can interchange all these mouthpieces. Another one there as well. Different hands. I love the seamless look as well. That was another thing I liked straight away when I first started checking these out, was this seamless look. And same with the ankles. You just get loads of interchangeable hands, you know, that connect to the gauntlet in different poses. But man, that belt, that is annoying. What is that? What is that there? What the hell is that? Huh. It's like I got a little tear or something. Brilliant. Alright, well. Yeah. Right out of the box, a problem. One of many like that, and that being massive. Still. It's nice though. Nice. What the frig? Do you think I'd be able to turn them round? It would look weird, wouldn't it? If I try and take them off and turn them the other way around so that the damage would be on the back instead. Cape feels nice. Nice blue. Wow. Yeah, shame about I got a little bit of damage on his underwear or overpants, whatever you call them. That's right there as well. Why did it have to be right there? Well, I can talk to the person on eBay I got it from, I guess. Maybe they can help. That's annoying. Okay, I heard back really quickly, and that was excellent. That's the seller there, mascot_home, and they said they'll send replacement pants. What do you call them? His underwear. I don't know what to call it. But I sent a picture from regular viewing distance from above and a close-up of the damage, and said, appreciate you getting it here nice and fast. I'm very happy with it, but unfortunately I got damage on me bat underwear, and they got back and said they'll send replacement underwear in 7 to 10 days. So hopefully all will go well with that. That makes me feel better, because that was very disappointing to see. Right, let us get to it. Whoops. Okay, and the other thing I felt regret about was the side profile. Obviously in the cartoon the cowl and the cape are one thing, and that is definitely not the situation here. I understand though, because how would you do that? You know, how would you do that? You'd have to have, you'd have a head sculpt like this, but with a plastic neck and cape that is all one solid piece, and the cape would have to be posed. Maybe you'd get one head with the cape connecting that's just flowing behind him like you'd want it just draped. Then another head sculpt would have one that's kind of blowing off to the side. I don't know, because the head would be so like this size, quite small, and the cape would be quite big and plastic, so maybe the balance would be weird. I don't know. That's the only way I think you can do it. Sorry, while I'm just getting things out of the box, or at least just include that as one of the extra head sculpts. Like you could have an animated Batman with a separate head and all that, with a material cape, but maybe just include one head where the head and the cape are one thing, and you can just click it on. With a bulky body like this, it would balance alright, and plus he comes with a stand anyway. But I'd love to see someone do that. I'd love to see someone do a cowl and cape as one solid, one piece. Even if it's just draping behind him, plastic cape, fine, because then you've got this beautiful figure that you can have rotating 360 on a rotating base and never break the illusion that it's really him. The real metal accessories, the Batarang, all metal and heavy. Nice. Now we'll be comparing it to my beautiful 1/6 scale statue during the review, because this is what I think is the best representation of the animated series Batman in 1/6 scale, even though it's a statue, not a figure. But it's just perfect, so we'll do a little comparison with this. I'm really not a fan of how it looks from the back. I mean, that head and neck transition is ugly. You won't be seeing it like that when it's on the shelf, but knowing it's like that is not good. So I really rushed into this purchase. Alcohol and collecting, not a good combination. Yeah, I was just looking at a book. This isn't a book that comes with the figure. This is with the Blu-ray box set that I had beside it a moment ago. But that's how you do the cowl. Just all one piece. See the cape there kind of trailing off at the edge? Just one solid piece. The cape, the cowl, one thing. One day, hopefully. And in that book there was many pictures of Batman, and the belt was always the same colour as the symbol. And I really don't like the colour of the belt, so I was thinking about just repainting it during this review and not have to look at that fluorescent yellow anymore. But you can see where it comes apart at the back, but be very careful. I don't mind that this happened, because you're never going to see it. The cape's going to be over it. It's not like the issue with the pants on the front where there was a little rip. This will never be seen. So but when I tried to undo the belt, it's actually really easy to rip it. Like, you wouldn't think so, because you think, okay, well, it's plastic, just be able to pry it apart and no problem, glue it back together again once I repaint it. I don't want to try and paint this while it's on the actual figure. That would be crazy. But yeah, be very careful, because it's really easy to, it's like paper. It's not like paper, but it was ridiculously easy to make that little tear there when I was lifting it up. So I'll have to use something very thin and pry it apart and hope that I don't destroy it. But I'm definitely going to have to repaint the belt. Alright, so I can't stand looking at that fluorescent yellow belt, so I'm going to have to mix two colours. I don't have the right colour at the moment, so I'm going to mix these two, just a pinch of red in that yellow, and see if I can warm it up a bit. And even if it's not exactly an exact match colour wise, at least it will hopefully look better than it does right now. No, not going to be doing that. The paint just won't take. I tried it on the back of the belt, and it just won't take on the surface. It kind of just, I don't know, it just won't settle. I guess you'd have to prime it first, but that would definitely mean taking off the belt, which I really don't want to do, because I couldn't believe how flimsy it was at the back. It started to rip when I started to undo it. But I tried painting it, but it just wouldn't. That was the kind of tone I was getting when I mixed my paints together, which was pretty accurate, but it just won't take on the surface. So I don't know, maybe I'll just live with it looking as inaccurate as it does. It's very annoying. I don't know why they did that. Imagine having to stand in here dicking about with all this bollocks when it's just supposed to be that colour. Thanks. You want to see Kuro? There she is. She's getting bigger all the time. She's getting big pup now. About 6 months, 3 weeks old. And yeah, she's got big long legs. She's going to be a big dog. Look at her, she's jet black. That's why I called her Kuro. It's Japanese for black. She's an absolute sweetheart. She's very smart, very well behaved. Hey Kuro. Hello. Who's a good girl? Look at those eyes. Yeah. She baby. Come here. Come here. Yes. 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 Right, should we get out of here? It's a bit cramped. Yeah, so it's annoying because I've got to film this review because I just want to get it done and on the channel. But I'm not having a fun time so far. Like I said, I'm standing in here dicking about with paints trying to fix what should have been, you know, not an issue in the first place. And all I want to do is review this beautiful Optimus Prime figure. I can't wait to review this, folks. Generation 1 Optimus Prime with die-cast parts. I've got Megatron coming, I've got Starscream, and I have from another company Sideswipe, but this is how I want to start. It didn't feel right starting off the Transformers videos with a, you know, a Starscream or something like that. I wanted to start with Prime. Yeah, keep it locked. Next week, Transformers week. Although it's Thursday today, so probably going to review this tomorrow, Friday. And then next week will be Megatron, Starscream, Sideswipe. But love the box art. Right, enough about that. Let's get back to this thing. Well, that's kind of the colour I need, and that's the paint I'm used to working with, even though I tried that on the belt and it wouldn't really take very well. It did kind of take, but it would take quite a few layers. I'm saying take a lot. And I'm just worried that if I do this, because you're supposed to airbrush it really, and I don't have an airbrush, or I don't use one, I wouldn't know how to use one. I always use brushes, and I'm not sure. See, with this Revel paint I always get a nice smooth finish, but it's just not taking on the belt. And I guess I'd have to take the belt off and prime it first, and then we'd be alright. But what a lot of hassle to go through. I mean, I tell myself that maybe I can just live with it the colour it is, but it's really, really inaccurate. Also, looking at the cape, why couldn't they just make that material go up the neck further, you know, and kind of blend it in a bit better from the front? I've got to be honest, folks, I'm not loving it. Not loving it. I haven't even started messing with it yet. Just having grief. Okay, folks, it's about 4 hours. Actually, no, it's more like 5-6 hours later. Jesus, I don't know. I'm so tired. It's a long time after my last clip in the garage. I went to the shop and got some paint. It's not the kind of paint I usually use, even though it's made by the same company, Revel. But it's not the little square blue tubs I always use. This paint came in a little silver tin round kind of tub. But it said Hobby Craft on it. And then when I painted the belts, I thought this is taking a long time to dry. and then I saw in the small print you have to peel the label off the little tin and unfold it and read the instructions, and it said please allow 6 hours to dry. So I've been going at it with a heat gun and leaving it out in the wind and stuff outdoors and trying to get it to dry faster, but it's still a little bit tacky to the touch. But there is a little layer of foam on the inside of the belt to stop it touching the material anyway, so it's not touching the actual suit. For some reason the camera is usually brilliant at capturing the correct colours here, but it's making the belt look darker than the symbol on the chest. But it's not, because I checked it and checked it and checked it. It's pretty much the same. Maybe it's just the light. Let me just get this shining right at them. I think it's pretty damn close. Yeah, but it's an improvement. It's better than it was, that's for sure. So I haven't got quite as much energy in me as I did when I first started filming this, because it's many hours later and I'm pretty tired. But let's get to it. Let's get it done. At least the belt is... See, why does it look so dark now? And why does the... I think it's because the bat symbol is kind of on his chest, slanted at an angle, so it's really catching the light. See, if I move the light away a bit... okay, see? It's close enough. I give up. Right, so I'll just move them around a little bit. See if I can... See, look. There. Pretty much the same colour. It will do. It's not too bad. There's little Kuro and a little crate all sleepy. But yeah, big improvement. A lot of hassle. Shouldn't have to do it. S-Hero, sort your shit out. Seriously, why was the belt so stupidly fluorescent yellow? So I noticed in a lot of the videos that were online at the moment of this figure, and the Dark Hero version as well, folks didn't seem to be turning the arms in. So you kind of have to hold it here, because there's a joint right there and another joint here, and obviously the elbow joint. But you can turn the bicep in, because it's too facing outward when you get him out of the box. It makes his arm look very strange. So I've turned the biceps in and bent the elbow slightly to make the arms look a bit shorter, and that seems to be, you know, coming across well. Why does the belt keep looking darker than the front symbol? It's not. But for some reason the camera keeps making me think that it is. Let me turn the brightness down a bit. See, there you go. Look, it's near enough. I don't know what's going on. Certainly do get a lot of good stuff though. You get the cowl there that you can pull back and reveal the Bruce Wayne head. You get so many different expressions. You can switch and change all the mouth plates with these different heads. The heads come on and off really easy. I've heard that the hands are a lot more difficult to take on and off. I'm going to have to try that in a minute. And overall you get a lot of good stuff. But honestly, that whole situation with the belt was a nightmare to fix. I didn't prime it first. I'm way too impatient for that. So I just painted it on there, and it's all turned out fine. I got there in the end, but it was very frustrating, and you just shouldn't have to do that. And it makes zero sense why they went the route they did, making it that horrible fluorescent yellow. The suit being material, you're able to pose the arms and the rest of them however you like without any fear of damaging the suit. Just be careful for the suit not to catch in the joints, and be careful with rough skin on your fingers, because it'll catch in the suit. I've got a lot of areas on the cowl and the gloves where I don't know if the camera's going to catch it, but there's one just above his brow there. Sorry about the yellow fingers because of the paint on the belt. The paint I ended up using was horrible. It was like emulsion. It was really greasy and thick and destroyed the paintbrushes I was using. So I had to throw them away, but it was not a pleasant experience. But there's just loads of, like, you know, if you're like eating crisps or something greasy like that and you don't wash your hands and then you touch something like this kind of surface and it leaves a mark. That's what's all over the gloves and the cowls. And I tried wiping them away and they won't shift. You see on the top of his head there? So I'd either have to repaint all the heads and the gauntlets and just do them, you know, with my Revel blue square tubs of matte black paint. Go over everything. That's a project. And there's a weird mark on this mouthpiece. I'll see if I can get it for you. just above his lip there. You see it looks like a zit. That's like a little speck of paint that's not supposed to be there. I thought it was a bit of dirt and I went to wipe it away. And yeah, there it is, just on the corner of his top left side of his lip. There's like a little bit of yellowish paint. And no, I didn't do that because I didn't bring these heads anywhere near me when I was doing the painting. See, when I was waiting for it to arrive and I was watching other people's reviews, I was thinking it only really looks good from the front. But you don't even really have that, because the cape clearly ends where it ends and then the neck continues on. But then if you turn it to the side, or if we just look at it from this angle, I mean, that could not be any further away from how it's supposed to look if they tried. It is awful. It is an awful design, and the more I think about the idea I had about just making the cowl one thing with a plastic cape, you know, just do that, someone. Just, that's all you need to do, because it's the animated series Batman. His cowl and his cape were one piece. And well, at least they were in the ones I remember, because I remember he would be, you know, let me try and find a picture. No, I was looking for a picture, but this is the other version that you can get from S-Hero. The Dark Hero version looks like this, and I do like that cape, you know, with the plastic shoulders that keeps this shape. So folks say that the animated series, he never really had the cape with this look, but I sort of remember something like that. I'll try and find an image of it, but it might have been different. Ugh. I'm pretty sure this picture's from Mask of the Phantasm, but I mean, you can clearly see there the cape, the neck, the cowl, it's all one thing. And this is just ugly, and I've just got to be honest about it. So, you know, I would love to see someone in the future do an animated series Batman and just have the cowl, the head, the neck, the cape, all one piece that has a really good solid click onto a solid, good, sturdy neck joint, and sturdy enough and solid enough where, you know, you could, I guess, you'd have like a plastic cowl, plastic neck, and then the plastic cape, all one molded piece, and around the shoulders it could be a nice thickness. And then maybe as the plastic cape would get lower down, it would start to thin out possibly, and more into like a thinner plastic. I don't know. I'm sure there's ways to do it. But that's the only way to go. That's the only way to do this. You know, you can't really have a material cape and a, you know, one piece that's also a cowl, because, I don't know, maybe you could. Possibly, but it would be very tricky to do. I think plastic, one piece, plastic sculpted cowl, neck, cape is the only way you can do it, unless anyone else can come up with something in the comments. But that just looks awful from the back. I mean, the stitching as well, it's just super obvious. This doesn't even line up properly. It's all weird looking and crap. But it almost looks fine from the front, but you've got the very obvious, yeah. Right, sorry, I'm just going to plonk the camera down. I've heard the changing the hands over situation is not a pleasant one, so let's try that now. Okay, I am pulling off. Oh god, that doesn't want to come off. It really doesn't seem to want to come off. I'm giving it a wiggle and a tug. You know, just what I'm up to back here. Just pulling away and having a wiggle. No. That doesn't want to come off. Ugh. No, fuck it, I'm not doing it. Bollocks, fuck you. So this is what I mean. I put on the Bruce Wayne head, thought maybe that will look better. And again, I've got some stupid bit of shiny gloss patch right there on the top of his head. I'm trying to get that to come across. But yeah, there's just everywhere, there's just little weird imperfections and bullshit. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. At least it covers up the horrible transition. Maybe I can make this work in a pose. Fists on the waist there, you get a nice heroic pose. But I will have to repaint the hair because I've got that weird little shiny. You see it? You see it there? little glint of light on the top of his head in the middle. It's a little patch of greasy shine. So you have to fix that. He does stand up on his own pretty good, even with his little spindly little ankles. He does balance pretty well. Watch out for this suit, folks. I can tell just by looking at it. Just be careful handling it. Okay, let's get a look at the figure turning on the rotating base. Looks pretty decent from the front, but as soon as it starts getting around to the side and the back, I think the head and neck transition is hideous. The cape material was pretty decent. I don't know, I guess it's just pleather or something like that, I'm not sure. It feels nice, and there's a reasonably strong wire going around the side at the end. Not too thick. But the arms do look very long. But it's a nice looking piece at certain angles for sure. That blue on the inside of the cape really, I think, just helps the look. But from the back, it's certainly not the best looking Batman figure I've ever seen. It's just a bit ugly. His jaw and his chin looks very, very prominent, but I guess it was in the animated series. That's accurate. Right, let's do some comparisons. Just give it one more turn here. Okay, so first we'll do a comparison between the Hero Collection 1/6 scale animated series Batman statue, which I believe to be pretty much a perfect 1/6 scale representation of Kevin Conroy as Batman from the animated series. So we can see the bat symbol on the S-Hero figure is too large, and well, yeah, the arms look longer as well, because they're both pretty much the same height at the shoulders. But you can see, even though I've kind of subtly bent the elbows, just subtly to try and trim the length off a little bit, they still look way too long. The colour of the suit, I'm not sure which is more accurate. I have a feeling the statue is more accurate, but I'm sure other experts out there, I mean, the skin tone on the statue is not as nice as the skin tone on the figure. You know, that's a bit more realistic, whereas this is more an animated look, like it's supposed to be, so I don't know. But I do definitely think this is the one to have right now. I know it's not a figure, but it is 1/6 scale, and it is just a perfect representation of him. So I would say, you know, unless you're really keen on posing him, this would be a better choice. The Hero Collection 1/6 scale animated series Batman statue. But that's what they look like side by side. And yes, the inside of the statue's cape is blue, and I love the pose. And let's just see the side profile with the seamless head and neck and cowl, cape, sorry. That's how it should be. And then I'll just turn him to the side and let the games begin. There we go. And here it is next to the Hot Toys Arkham City Batman figure. They are shoulder-wise about the same height, but then the base for the S-Hero figure is taller. But both Kevin Conroy Batmans there. Here he is next to the most recently released 1989 Hot Toys Michael Keaton Batman. That's how they look side by side. And that's how he looks next to a 1/6 scale Batman Begins. That's the most recent Hot Toys body and suit, but with a OT Customs head sculpt and cape. Trying to think what else I have that folks would want to see comparisons with. Here is next to Rob Pattinson Batman from Hot Toys, but with a custom cape and a custom head sculpt by Unreal Toys with a seamless head and neck. Check out the review on the channel for that, folks. It's really incredible. Obviously with the Hot Toys stock head sculpt and neck, it was two separate pieces, and same with the in-art sculpt as well. The head and neck were two separate pieces, but with this custom sculpt by Unreal Toys, it is movie accurate. The cowl and neck are one piece. But I think that's about it for comparisons. That's most of the Batmans. Can do a pretty cool kicking pose, you know. The legs will spread apart quite far. They kind of resisted and wanted to get closer again. I was able to stretch them further apart than that, but that's kind of where they end up. But yeah, you could do that. You could leave them on display like that. There's nothing getting too stressed out. The material should hold up fine. You know, you could do it better than that. I literally just lifted his leg up and bent the elbow. I didn't put too much effort into this pose, folks. You could even use the wire in the cape to make the cape look a bit more dynamic. But yeah, you can do stuff like that. That's cool. That's something he's got going for him. It's not a bad looking figure from the front for sure. I mean, you have him in your detolf or on a shelf looking like this, and no one's going to have a problem with that when they walk in the room looking at this. It's only when you really start to scrutinize it, all the little problems start to arise. The good points: he's got a decent body, nice bulky body. He's got a good height as well. You saw him with all the other Batman figures. The cape's nice, and all the sculpts are very great looking, but unfortunately they all just have little blemishes and imperfections on them. Mine do anyway. All the black parts have these weird little sections of kind of like greasy prints or something like that, and all of the gauntlet / glove pieces have slight blemishes and imperfections on them as well. Obviously the belt was a very bad... See, I've gone on to the bad points already. We'll stick with the good points for a minute, right? So yes, we saw the body. Yep, that's good. Decent body, nice cape, good sculpts but with imperfections and blemishes on them, but overall very nice looking from regular viewing distance. Really do like the way it looks from the front there. The old the actual cowl, the eyes, obviously are just white, but they have a really nice kind of glossy finish on them. Not overly glossy, but they have a really nice paint job on the eyes, if you can call them eyes. But yeah, ears are nice and pointy, and yeah, I really do like the sculpt for all the mouth plates. I haven't even switched out one mouth plate, to be honest with you. That one over there, we got another one there, some other bits and pieces. Oh, there's another one, yep. And the Bruce Wayne head, we saw that. So what I'll do, folks, I will wrap up the review, and I know I haven't given you many poses. I certainly haven't shown you all the different variations of mouth plates and stuff, but I will get these Transformer videos filmed because I really just want to get onto that. I've got back into Transformers in a big way and got loads of reviews coming up. Well, only 4, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And once this guy has settled into the collection, like a few days being here, and I can get over all the stress of trying to get him to look decent, which he does right now, I have to say. He does look good here. I've bent the elbows to get the arms a bit shorter, and I do love that blue coming through underneath on the cape. But once I get those Transformers videos done, I'll come back to this guy and I'll bring you a showcase video with all the poses, and I'll try to get the best out of him. But it hasn't been a fun review, and it's been a real struggle to get through it, to be honest. And believe me, the editing room floor on this one is something that would be either hilarious or traumatizing for people to hear, because the amount of times I stopped filming because I just flew into a rage and started cursing this piece out. But it is what it is. I can't honestly recommend it. There is another one coming out in the future, so maybe wait and see how that one looks. But yeah, I can't lie to you, he looks pretty decent standing there like that, but as soon as you turn him to the side, it all goes very wrong, as you can see there. I mean, it doesn't help that the cape is kind of jutting out there at the back, making it all look awful, but I can't seem to get that part of the cape to lie flat. There is a little magnet at the underside. Again, sorry about the yellow fingers because of the paint. There is a little magnet right there underneath, which I guess keeps that nice and flush. So that's a nice little touch there. But yeah, the side profile is terrible because of all the transitions, and they're not exactly subtle. But from the front view, no denying, that is a pretty cool presence right there. But I can't honestly recommend it to you. It's up to you. You know, you've seen it. There's other reviews out there that are showing you all the different combinations of faceplates and stuff. You can certainly have a lot of fun with that side of it. I'll bring you a showcase video in a good few days. I'll get that done for you, and you'll see more of it on the channel. But yeah, it's like a 5 or a 6 out of 10 for me, and sorry if this review has been a bit of a downer, but yeah, that's just the way they go sometimes. Let me know what you think in the comments. Drop a like on it for me. I guess that will just help more people find this review, and it might be interesting to get this viewpoint as well as all the positive ones that are out there. And believe me, I don't blame folks for reviewing this and saying it's good, because it does look really good here, and you can get some great poses out of it, and the suit material allows you to just have peace of mind. You know, I don't know how that cape material is going to hold up over time. It kind of looks and feels like pleather, but who knows, it might be something slightly different. But definitely a nice looking piece. And if you had like a lineup of 1/6 scale animated series like the Joker and Catwoman, you know, it definitely would look cool. I mean, it looks great right here. I'm not gonna lie to you, it does look very nice right from the front, the way he's kind of standing there like that. It looks very powerful and very Batman, very Kevin Conroy. But yeah, those are just my thoughts, folks. I'll see you soon. I hope some of you guys are looking forward to the upcoming Transformers Generation 1 figure reviews. YOLO Park is most of the stuff that I have. They're incredible part die-cast posable Transformers figures. It's got Optimus Prime, Megatron, Starscream, and Sideswipe, but that's a different company. So yes, watching the Transformers Siege, I think it's called, on Netflix. I know there's like a trilogy on there, so I'm getting into that. It's amazing animation, really, really cool. So I'll be bringing you those videos very soon. Probably starting tomorrow, I'll do the Optimus Prime review, and then the weekend with my girlfriend, and then Monday we'll get back to the Transformers reviews. You'll see more of this figure on the channel, I promise. But for now, I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.